Hey Creations, back with another one.
We're gonna take this and turn it into we're gonna take this icing off. We gotta take it off.
Here's me turning this Michael Jackson burn cake into a Will from Stranger Things burn cake. Let me tell you, I'm so glad I recorded every little bit of this video on how I made this cake, because we're at 5 million views. I've never, ever made 5 million views on a video. So thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. I'm always creating content, and this time it actually paid off, and I'm grateful. So here I just took off the top layer of the Michael Jackson cake. This is an old dummy cake. So you see me slapping it. It's old. It's old icing. It's old cake. We're not going to eat it. It wasn't ingested. Now, if you were to have a burn cake and you wanted to eat the cake after you burn it, it is edible still. No, it won't taste burnt. It depends on who you get it from, though. You have to set it up right. Here I'm just taking some old icing. Yes, old ice. This is icing I made probably about a month ago and ended up wasting it because I failed to put it in the freezer and store it for later. It happens, trust me. So guess what? We're going to use it for a dummy content cake. I don't see the problem with it. No one's eating it. Okay. So here we go. I'm icing, smoothing down that top layer because all I want to do is just make sure I have icing to adhere the edible image to. Basically, we're just wanting the edible image to stick. And you have to have soft icing. Your icing can't be cold when you're trying to add on an edible image. For one, it bubbles up. 2, it won't stick, of course. And 3, it won't lay flat and smooth. Here, I'm just going over the icing with my scraper, just smoothing out the top because you don't want to have too many holes or bubbles when you're adding on the edible image. Here's Noah. Yes, this is one of my favorite scenes of season 5. Mind you, we still have some more episodes of season 5. I'm so sad that it's almost over. Can you believe this show has been going on this long? And they were like kids when we were watching them. Well, at least for me. I've been watching them faithfully since season 1. And right here, this is one of the best episodes of season 5. So spoiler alert, you need to go watch it and stop this video right now. Go watch it first and then come back. I'm just measuring how I want to lay the image on the cake.
Alright. The old icing actually smooths better than the new icing, which is crazy. But we're gonna put it right here in the middle. Yes, his fine behind. Let's put Will's fine behind in the middle. I want you to see his hand and everything when it burns.
So here I'm just adding the image on top, making sure it's fully smooth. And I left about 1.5 inches so you're able to add a border. You want to have at least some room for the border around that image, because when it burns, some of the icing is going to melt on top of that image. So you don't want your image to fully cover the cake. Now I'm just going to make some red and brown icing. Yes, I'm using the rest of the icing that I have left. The old icing, yes. I took some red and yellow to make orange. I was trying to make a fire color, but it came out more red than anything. So it was like a mixture in between. We were just kind of going for a bloody, gory, black, red, orange, kind of the Stranger Things colors. I was trying to make orange at first, but it came out red. So yeah.
Y'all excuse my hands. They look a mess, but whatever. So I tried to make orange, but we ended up with red, so that's what we're gonna go with. It matches the Stranger Things color anyway, because Stranger Things is red. But this is more like a bright red, so we can still work with it.
It's also giving blood and gore too, so even though it's not orange, it's a bright red and it works.
I have this brown bag that I decided that I was gonna reuse and put red in, so it's gonna give it that brownish red, like multi-mix color.
So now I'm just going to add the first set of borders. Basically, you want to go right around the edge of the edible image, making sure that you're touching the rim of the edible image, but you're not fully covering it because it's going to bleed. I actually loved how this cake turned out because it bled right on top of the image, but it didn't cover it too much to where you couldn't see Noah's face. When I tell you guys, I didn't expect this cake to come out as perfect as it did. I was just literally playing with the wafer paper to see how it was going to burn because I've been trying to perfect the burn on top. And my only thing is, my best recommendation is to double the borders. Doubling the borders, you won't see that edible image underneath the wafer paper, and then when you put your wafer paper on top and add that extra border, it's going to burn so smooth. It's going to burn so nicely. You don't have to worry about it bending, and it just comes out perfect. Now, as far as the smoke on the cake, whenever it burned, I don't know how it burned so perfectly, but it just did. Maybe it was the Lord. I'll take it. I will take it. Bam, just like that. We got an edible image cut out. I'm laying it on top, but as I'm laying it on top, I'm making sure that the edible image is facing the same way as Noah is turned. So whenever it burns with his younger version self on top, it will burn the correct way into where, you'll see his face turn the correct way. Make sure you don't be like me, like the Vecna cake I did, and turn it the wrong way. Now, mind you, this cake I took more time on working with versus the Vecna cake. The Vecna cake, I woke up literally 3 a.m, last minute, trying to do a quick cake. So I'm going to redo the Vecna cake, and you guys are going to see a whole new Vecna cake, but I did record on how I did the Vecna as well. Now here, I'm just adding on the final border, and that's just one border going around the top of the wafer paper. Now, the wafer paper is the paper that you always want to have on top. If you're going to sell a burn cake, make sure you're using wafer paper on top. That's the only paper that will burn the correct way. Edible image paper and wafer paper are 2 different things. Please look it up. Google is your best friend. I use it. You can use it too. Now here, I'm adding on the blood. Slap, slap, slap. Here we go. I wanted the blood to have like a gory, gushy, Stranger Things is bloody. Stranger Things, we're going to have something scary, something nasty, something slithery. So we're going to add on some blood. And here I was like, you know what? Why don't I put this on my hands and see how it would come out? Maybe it's a dummy cake. No one's going to eat it. Why don't I just put it on my hands? Okay, let's do it. So here you see me adding the drips of blood. I wanted to have some of the little drips. I was trying to slap some on there just to give it that effect, that bloody, gory effect. Like, Will's terrified. Will's terrified. Why is he terrified? Because something's coming. Yes, this is what we want to see. Oh, yeah. Yo. Yes. Baby is too excited. Yes, I'm super excited of how this cake turned out because I didn't want it to look like the Michael Jackson cake. I wanted it to look a little bit different, but still the same cake. And as you can see, this is how it turned out. I love how it turned out with the blood, the gory, and I wasn't even expecting 5 million views. So I appreciate everyone that commented, supported this video, and stay tuned for more creative creations by Adri.